Hello everybody. It's been a while since I have filmed, even though it would not have been a while for you guys. But I just got back from buying more books. I need to be stopped, honestly, from buying so many books. But I bought a few books and I thought that I could make a video out of it, just something short and simple. So they're right behind me. Most of these, except for the very last one I'm going to show you, is from a local independently owned bookstore near me. So yeah, support your local bookstores. But the first one, I went in to get a physical copy of The Tenet of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. Unfortunately, they didn't have the version that I wanted, and I didn't like the other ones that they had, so I left with 4 books that they were on my wish list to get eventually, but they're not what I was aiming to buy today. But the first one is Osamu Dazai, No One Knows stories. So it's a collection of short stories by Osamu Dazai, famous for writing No Longer Human and I'm going to look at the back here for how this is described. These are a bunch of short stories. The back describes it as the soliloquies by female narrators. Dazai himself compiled for a previous collection at the insistence of his fans and adds 5 more, several of which appear in English for the first time. That's what I like so many, because of Bungo Stray Dogs, the anime, because that has become so popular and there's a character named and based on this author. So many of his works are finally being translated and published, and that makes me just so happy to see. So it says, here we experience the pathos of a dying young woman who invents for herself a tragic poet whose love for her is doomed by his lack of social standing and her disease. A talented high school writer's passion for literature is spoiled by the machinations of her family and tutor. The owner of an inn cannot help but serve drink after drink and meal after meal, even as her finances and health are ruined. Is this compassion or a perverse extreme of politeness? A young reader writes a fan letter to an author she admires, only to discover that he's a sophisticate, nothing like the desperate rebels he portrays. Novelists are human trash. No, they're worse than that. They're demons. They write nothing but lies. So, I saw this and I was like, I might as well. The next one I'm going to show is Carmela by Joseph Chardin La Fanu. I probably mispronounced that. But something that's really cool about this version is the illustrations on the pages. Some of the pages. It's beautiful. So, I read Dracula, loved Dracula. This inspired Bram Stoker, and Bram Stoker personally knew Le Fanu, so I'm very excited for this one. Next, another one that I have already read. It's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Look how beautiful this version is. I don't know what you'd call this material. It feels almost like a dense foam. Look, I've already read Frankenstein, but I do want to reread it. So this is my physical copy of it. I just thought this version was so beautiful. And in the same style, I got a new book to me. That was also a classic. Madame Bovary. I know nothing about this book, but I am very interested in reading it. And again, it's a very pretty little design. The final book that I have to show is unfortunately from Target. Sorry. In my defense, I had to go there anyway to pick up medication, and my book lover heart, I know that there's a book section obviously, so I just can't stop myself from dipping into there. And I thought it was cheap for a hardcover. I don't know if that's true, but I reasoned with myself, like, it's cheap for a hardcover, so I might as well. I unfortunately caved to Book Talk, even though Book Talk and I don't have that good of a relationship. And I got Powerless. I love the cover of this. I've heard some really good things about the Powerless series. And I'm not usually a fantasy reader. I've read ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, not finished with the series, but I've read the first two of that. And I thought it was okay. I thought I'd give Powerless a try because I read the first few pages and I liked how it was written. There's a little map. I just liked how it was written from what I saw of it online. So I decided to try it, even though I'm not a big fantasy girly. It's a beautiful cover though, and the dust jacket. But with that is my haul so far. I can guarantee you there will be several more come my next bookish video, whenever that may be. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.